Avni, you can be there.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Avani Desai, and I will be your host today for our Holistic Science Talk. In my day job, I am the inpatient pharmacy supervisor at the Houston Veteran Affairs Hospital. Let me introduce today's holistic science expert. Dr. Sailesh Mehta, or as we call him, Dr. Sailesh Anandji, is a practicing ophthalmologist who owns a hospital in Vadodara, India. From his childhood, he was curious about the deeper truths of life. He came in touch with self-realized holistic scientist Sri A. M. Patel, and through his grace, Dr. Mehta attained self-realization in 1977. Dr. Mehta is a celibate and is deeply experienced in the field of holistic inner science. He devotes his time to studying, researching, and spreading the message of holistic inner science. In his quest to spread the message, he has traveled to countries like the US, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. His speeches on holistic science have been well received at national and international talks. He is the author of several books, which include Introduction to Holistic Inner Science and Integral Living, as well as The Science of Liberation. Welcome, Dr. Sailesh Anandji.
So my greetings to all of you across the world uh, from my holistic heart.
Thank you. So last month we talked about wealth as it relates to the mind. In this series of wealth, you've truly opened up our eyes to seeing wealth as something beyond money, and to tackle it from the mind perspective was truly an interesting topic. Let's shift gears a little and talk about the wealth as it relates to the body. My first question to you is, how is the body a source of wealth?
Sure. So as we opened up the talk on wealth, we just understood that wealth is not only the money, but it is the all resources available to me to attain the purpose or aim of my goal. And there is a well-known dictum that health is my first wealth. Unless I'm healthy, nothing, even billions of dollars lying in the bank, may not be of worth or may not be making me happy. So, health is the first wealth. And when we talk about the health, initially we used to understand that health only relates to body, but now even the World Health Organization has changed the definition of health as the total, complete health, that is body, mind, consciousness health, or so to say, my entire being should be holistically healthy. Having said that, as you are rightly suggesting today, we are probably going to go from the body part. And when we go from the body part, obviously, the first thing comes to our mind is gyms, exercises, aesthetics, cosmetics, beauty parlors, because most of the world is either understanding the health by way of gyms or sort of exercises or body beauty by way of so many cosmetics available and more increasing use of cosmetic surgeries also. But here, what I feel and would like to discuss is health is one which allows my body, including my mind, to function optimally and harmoniously to cope up with any task which is coming in front of me with optimal energy levels. And when I say this, I am reminded of my childhood days when I was living in a village with fresh air and a normal natural living. That when I was getting up early in the morning, I was feeling quite fresh, a new wave of energy, feeling enthusiastic, energetic, good at mind and level also. Now, today I living in a city, I'm struggling to find that when I wake up, am I really feeling energetic, alert, agile, or do I have to push myself with tea and caffeine and coffee to get to that energy level? So having said that, what we mean by really health is a natural ability and natural state of body with all good energy levels, good enthusiasm, good agility and alertness to take up the task. Having said that, let me pose the another question, that what is really body for? What should I be using my body for? What is the body meant for? Yes, all would say it's meant for earning, doing our daily tasks, taking care of families, and I agree with that part fully well. But uh, am I living for body, or body is to be used for my own purpose? So first, the unless the vision is clear with me for what all purpose I am wishing or wanting to use my body, the things will not fall in proper perspective. But leaving that aside for a moment, let me come back to the body and body health. If we see around today, even right from young or middle age, we are facing some or other problems like obesity being the first one, and the statistics say that more than 40 or 50% of at least US citizens are obese or overweight. Then we have lot many diseases as we go ahead in the life journey, and pills become a routine part of our life. So obviously, we don't expect that to be the condition of our health. And if we come back to the how can we have the optimum body health, and we have been seeing so many people having normal and natural living till the very old age or geriatric age, hardly they ever need the pills. So that's what the nature has given us to last till the last breath, I would say, going naturally, normally. And body has that repairing and revitalizing power also. So then what is going wrong and what is taking toll on my health? If I start first comes to my understanding is my lifestyle. My modern lifestyle, taking the cup of coffee and jumping into the car to reach the to reach my job, no time for my proper breakfast, running in stress and strain, and I don't know running for what and why, but always. So first and foremost, it starts with my lifestyle. And if I go further, do I have optimum time allocation for every task, including little bit of my exercises, maybe aerobics or anaerobics or yoga or breathing exercises. Some time needs to be done, allocated for proper oiling of the body engine, I would say. Body works like a machinery. Though the nature is great to take care of that machinery, I should be in line with the nature and natural working system so that my body functions well. Second comes to my mind is food habits. I already have said how I'm using my body or my lifestyle. The third part is the food, what I'm putting in. And the research says that the many diseases of the present day are the lifestyle diseases as well as the diseases caused by food. The proportion of cancer is alarmingly high in US, and so many researches are pointing to processed foods, preservatives in the diets, junk foods and whatnot, including the dairy products, wherein they say that the animals have been given a lot of hormones for keeping them pregnant all throughout, and ultimately my intake has all these effects and leading to lot many diseases, leave aside the health part, but pushing me to so many diseases. So I have to be alert about the food part, and as we go ahead, we'll discuss that. Then comes the regularity of my life in living. All those who have a very healthy, long lifespans, it has been found that they have been regular, because otherwise also body has a biorhythmic clock or circadian rhythms, what we say. So if I'm regular to the extent possible in waking up, in my breakfast, in my lunch or dinner, in my all activities, the body will function very well. But today what happens is one day I get up 4 o'clock in the morning because I have to rush to catch up the flight or some job in the morning. Another day I wake up 12 in the noon because I don't have the morning shift today. and I allow my body uh, keeping all the curtains closed. So this is disturbing my biorhythm and everything a lot. And a factor further, am I living a natural life? Am I following the rules of the nature and natural living? What I mean by nature and natural living is I go out and eat ice creams in the winter because that's the dessert required at the end of my meal. So many beliefs that goes unnatural as against what the body is tuned to. Body needs inner heat to digest the food, and I'm putting a lot of cold inside so that it gets dampened. Similarly, so many habits. I've lost my track with the nature and always with a lot of hooked with a lot of high-tech gadgets, which is no, I don't deny that. But if I can understand the nature and natural function, it is said that the whatever the unnatural part of living is, it puts a lot of load on the vitality power of the body to clean that up. And it is only when the vitality power fails to clean that all up and balance that all up that the disease comes up. When the disease word comes, it brings me to another aspect of the mind body connection, that it's not only the body, it's my overall living. And when I say my overall living, it's my mind, my beliefs, my opinions, so many things. So there are many scientific researches which has proved that disease is nothing but this and is. They separated two words, this and is. Whatever is making me uneasy within, whatever is leading to lack of harmony, whatever is leading to so-called stress and whatnot, is ultimately going to be translated to the disease initially at the level of mind and ultimately at the level of the body. So there are many researches which has proved that the stress or the negativity, anger, hatred, my mind caught in the feelings of taking revenge or tit for tat, all these are ultimately playing role for releasing cortisols, noradrenaline, affecting my immune system, and ultimately leading to lot many diseases. As against that, there are also researches which has proved that by positive attitudes and by proper holistic living from within, the diseases can be cured also. The normal Cousins was the first person who was told by the doctors that, sorry, nothing can be done for you. And he decided, okay, now here is what the medical science has raised the hands and I'll work on myself. He worked on himself, he healed himself, and then he went across the world sharing with the doctors at various conferences how the positive power of positive can heal the body. And he wrote a book of like anatomy of the head first or something like that. So there are so many factors related with my body or body health or overall health. The first being how am I really using my body, which way I am using the body and for what purpose I am using the body. So this is the overview or the overall picture I have drawn as it relates to my health or life and living. And now, as the questions come, we will expand onto the uh, concerned aspects.
Thank you, Dr. Sailashananji. So I got a lot from your first initial transition. I especially liked how you transitioned our previous topic, mental health, all the way to how it relates to the body. One of the things that sticks out tremendously is the dis-ease part of it, dis plus ease, so uh, that really kind of sticks, and I think I'll remember that going forward. One question I do have, how do we optimize the body as a source of wealth?
Very good question. So, as I said, the wealth is to attain my purpose or aim of life. And if we try to sort of summarize it, every one of us is living for happiness. So whatever I'm doing, am I reflecting on myself that whatever I'm doing, running around, putting a lot of efforts, a lot of hard work, whatever I'm doing, am I happy in a given moment? Second thing, what is really bringing me happiness? To have more, consume more, or to share more? And it's obviously can be very easily experienced and understand that whenever my mind, speech, and body, which are trying to make others happy, do make me happy first. Whenever I'm trying to oblige somebody, I'm being obliged first. So, how I'm using that wealth of body for attaining my purpose or the holistic living, I would say, where not only my professional career or the money making part is concerned, but my family living with my spouse or life partner, my children's, my own health, my inner well-being, and as a national or global citizen, how I'm interacting and helping or being harmonious with the people at work or at the society or as a mankind as a whole. So having that focus in mind, let me find out how best I can use my body. So as I said, I will see to it that no sooner I get up, no sooner my day starts, how should be I using my body and my time. And so as I said, I use my body for a little bit of exercises, but more for inner organization by way of some prayers, some reminding myself or of how my day should be going. I should be pursuing what, I should be focused on which parts, and as I go during the day, how can I remain stress free and dealing harmoniously with all the situations which unfold in front of me, whether it's a work situation, whether it's some interaction, whether it's a family situation, a lot of tasks ahead of me. And when I come home, I should be as energetic and not drained out and feeling like when can I have my food fast and go to bed after seeing the TV serial for a while. So if I understand it properly, then my body will always be there to cooperate for whatever I want it to cooperate to me or whatever tasks I want it to give me support, not only for my job or forced upon work, but for all other works where I'll be happy to do and get engaged into all these works, and body will also be supporting me. So here I will optimize my body, as I said, taking care of the health and energy levels to properly allocate it for all holistic or balanced living purposes and not only for one aspect of money making or the career. And body nature has given body a very good language. It keeps on sending you the signals. Whenever you are using the body wrongly or in a inappropriate fashion, there are enough signals. Your muscles will tell that I'm sore, I'm tired, I'm tight. Your tummy will say that no, I don't feel like eating. Your bowel will say that oh, the bowel habits are not. There are so many signals coming from the body, but we conveniently tend to ignore all those signals. So on one hand, I will allocate the proper time and energy to holistic, balanced living purposes. On the other hand, I'll try to listen to the body signals which the body is giving me, and that will, I think, serve the purpose. And as far as the fast-paced living is concerned, I enjoy the simile of the jet pilots. The jet is flying at the speed of 950 kilometers or 570 miles. Pilot is just relaxed and enjoying and happily chatting with the co-pilot because he has organized everything. So if I can organize myself from within, then my body will also be organized. No matter how many tasks are ahead, I'll be very comfortably slowly making haste or normally and naturally will be able to handle the things unfolding in front of me. So this taking care of the various facets. Of course, the so many people. Of course, you do have a lot many inputs about the body, about exercises, about yogas, about breathing, about nutritious diet, about take this diet and antioxidants. I'm not expounding onto that a lot more because that already the world is teaching you. But I'm just trying to touch upon the points, holistic inner science secrets, which probably the world is not knowing or world is not expounding or is not realizing more. So I'm conveniently leaving some things at the back which are very well known to the people or which can be known from the other worldly resources. But still, I would like to touch upon that the natural foods, greens and beans and vegetables and those things have lot many things to offer. And nature is said, holistic inner science says that whatever is required by you will be available in the radius of 12 kilometers around you in the form of vegetables, foods, diets, and all other things. Here, even the modern science research has stressed that the animal foods, which were previously supposed to be good for health, now they are no more considered good for health. In fact, they are considered to be the cause for more of cancers and other diseases. So it's the plant-based diet which is more good for the health. That's another recent finding. So natural foods, I would say, natural habits and natural living rhythms.
Thank you very much. I was going to touch on my third question, and that was really about what our aim should be when we're going for the health of a body. But I believe you summarized it beautifully when you answered the question before, when you touched on how we need to focus on the purpose of our life and really align, what we're supplying to our body and what our mind is conveying. Really align those factors in order to reach our ultimate aim of that holistic lifestyle. So I'm actually going to open up the questions a little bit earlier now. It looks like our first question, it looks like will be from Manish Bhai.
Thank you, Avni. This is Manisha. I'm based in Chicago. I'm a professor of management at a business school. Good evening, Shailesh Anandji. One of the questions I had is, scriptures have said that we have been through many cycles of births and deaths, and we have acquired different kinds of bodies, be bodies at a higher plane like celestial beings or lower planes like the animal kingdom. Why is human body considered to be most precious of all bodies that we have acquired in our lifetimes?
Okay. So first and foremost, I think it is clear to all of us that body is a tool and not the my final purpose or aim. Body is a tool to attain my higher purposes. If we say happy, harmonious, meaningful living, if we say to experience inner freedom, if we say to experience the ultimate bliss of my life in living, and ultimate purpose of salvation, liberation, whatever way you put it. So, having said that, it's a human form where we have unlimited mind, unlimited intellect, unlimited decision or resolution power, and we have both the things here. On one side, we have unlimited powers at the level of mind, intellect, understanding, decisions, and results. On the other hand, we have responsibilities too. So, if we don't understand the science of life and living and nature, we can caught into the bondages also, as well as we can get liberated also. So it is in the human form that we can go up or down the ladder of evolution. And right here also we can have that same experience, and we can go ahead like that. So it is this human form which allows us to explore and get to my potentials, which is, or my true being, which is latent and potent at the moment, but I can open out my potentials in the form of infinite knowing power, infinite seeing power, infinite bliss, and so much more of it. So that is why the human form is said to be the most precious form, because the other forms have limitations as far as all these things are concerned. Uh, so that's the answer to your point. And if I go back to connect to Avani, which we were discussing, if I share my own experience with you, Avani, uh, I have been fortunate, or whatever. I have my medical profession, which is asking 8 to 10 hours work, and even when I was student, it was 12 hours or 14 hours of work. But despite that, I had never feel that I have been loaded, and still it was allowing me few hours in the morning for my own inner well-being, or so to say, organize myself, reflect on myself, spiritual living. In the evening also, it was giving me good time and good energy. And today also, with barely 4 or 5 hours sleep, the body feels energetic. It is never complaining that I'm tired, I'm short of sleep, I don't want to do. In fact, it is other way around, that it gets up happily. okay, I'm free to do whatever you want me to do. So it provides me more than required time before the day or world starts for whatever I'm doing, whether I'm doing for holistic inner science activities, for communicating with the world, for that, doing something for my inner self, and then I can finish my professional or other duties or duties towards family. And again, I have the time for myself in the evening. And let me say, while going through all these activities, inside I feel as if I have a lot of time and a lot of energy still left over for doing many, many more works. So I always invite. So what has brought this when the whole world is crying that I don't have time and energy and I'm drained out? I think it is a change made by holistic science visions and attitudes, which always is reflecting in body level, mind level, inner levels. And when I look at the enlightened holistic science masters at the age of 86 years, he has been able to move across the world and his body is supporting him. Why? Because the very purpose is changed, that let my mind, speech, and body make one and all happy. Let it be instrument not only for my well-being, inner well-being, but sharing and spreading this true happiness to one and all in every nook and corner of the world. So here I am coming to the power of positive, power of transformational things, power of true inner programs, I would say. If your software is something exceptional and unique, which the world doesn't have, you will reap the fruits which are exceptional and unique, including the body levels. So they have the exceptional and unique software in the way that they don't care for their own body or their own timing or their own material comforts, but they're always with, or holistic science puts us always with the gear that, okay, how my each breath, how my each moment, how my each body energy can be useful and obliging for one and all, making one and all happy and transcend all the things. So I have been experiencing that, and many, many people have been experiencing that, that not only professional, but at all levels, and sharing and spreading this across the world. People many times ask me that you have been traveling every alternate day from one place to another place. I traveled from India to LA and a couple of days or 3, 4 days from LA. I flew to Boston and drove to New Jersey, and I have been moving. How can you do that? I said, I never feel like doing it because I am never traveling. It's the plane or the car which is traveling. I'm comfortably sitting. And your country is a very beautiful country which gives me a controlled environment and all the comforts, necessities which is required by body. Rest of the things I manage my way inside. So just I wanted to share that health is a lot more that hardly we are realizing that what all can we do. We can do lot more things if we have that proper software or proper understanding, and especially when it is being used for the others, because there is no other in the world, it is me only. So I just went like felt like going a step ahead and sharing something which puts us into a totally new world perspective from where we are always feeling that I'm drained out, I'm constrained, I cannot handle these many things and whatnot. This is all, I think, at the psychological level. Sometimes we feel that, oh, it is only 3 o'clock in the morning, oh, I must sleep. And psychologically, we are sleeping more. When the body is not giving us the signals to sleep more, we're bound to clocks and not to our body signals. Body hardly needs few hours rest, and it can be all right.
You know, you are absolutely right about that. I was thinking about that and how it relates to my what I've experienced recently. I seem to be getting up a little bit sooner than my normal time, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh man, why do I keep waking up so early? Why do I keep waking up so early? So I force myself to go back to sleep. But you're absolutely right. You know, was that really extra few hours? Was it really necessary? That's a lot of helpful tips that you've mentioned so far.
Get connected to the universe and universal vision and what best can be done. And so the time for the routine activities, professional or familiar activities, only certain time and certain part of body energy is required for that. There will be a lot of more body energy, time, and all other things available for expanding and becoming universal, really by making ourselves first motive is let my mind, speech, and body make one and all happy. Let me know the ultimate truth and spread and share with the mankind. such that the entire mankind becomes happy, harmonious, and can share and spread the ultimate aim to everyone. And
Absolutely.
and that's what keeps enlightened ones going till the last breath of their body, without any constraints or complaints, to so to say.
It's like the body becomes a living temple, I would say.
Yeah. Or more than, yes, not only living temple, but powerhouse of infinite energy, I would say, to support your aims and purposes, which has become universal and, so to say, transformational, to make one and all happy. Body is always ready to support whatever you want it to do, but if you use it properly.
Yes.
Whereas in a present moment, we have been using body unnaturally and for ulterior purposes. So that's what is leading us to disease parts. And I'm really afraid to see how many pills the people have been taking throughout the day. And today only I met a very good American couple, and they shared that in Oklahoma City, more than half of the population has been taking the mood modifying medicines,
Yeah.
means the psychiatric medicines. Oh my God, where are we going? Where are we going? But then it reminded me of the basic principle the holistic science has shared, that in one pan of the weighing scale you put outer comforts and luxuries, in the inner other pan you put the inner happiness, and there should be balance or little bit of difference. If the difference is very high, sorry, somebody's computer is reflecting back my voice. If the difference is very high, the outer comforts or luxuries are very much, but the inner happiness has been meager, you will need the sleeping pills or psychiatric medicines, which is happening around. So when I talk about the body, I just request somebody is to mute it because it's reflecting back to me as my own echo. So this is an overall understanding, the holistic understanding, because the body, as I said in the initial part, of course, everything is important, the regularity, punctuality, exercises, food, all these things are important. But what is the most important is mind and consciousness part affecting the body. You would be surprised to know that a lot of things are put in our dish. Are we eating, or is the food being drawn in? And if you subtly examine yourself, the food is being drawn in depending on my inner mental status. Whenever I'm little bit stressed out, whenever my mind is under load of something, it tends to eat more, and it tends to eat more frequently, trying to cover up that mental uneasiness part. So it is inside condition which is drawing the atoms and molecules of food towards me. So first and foremost, for understanding the body, as I said, the purpose aim, another thing is my inner self should be happy, harmonious, in line with nature and natural living systems. And when I say natural living systems, of course, as Rajinibai is fond of expounding, that in nature, everything is living for giving, giving and giving. The trees don't consume their foods by themselves, they just give to others. So with understanding part becoming clear, so holistic science says that it cures the older diseases, helps to cure the diseases at the level of mind, at the level of body or inner self, at the level of conscious, and it prevents new diseases occurring by correcting the inner apparatus or the inner visions. Second thing, as I said, this is whenever one is adversely affected, one is emotionally adversely affected, sad, grief, upset, stressed out, obviously it is inviting diseases. But if I am happy, if I can take the situations positively, if my inner self is resolved in any type of situation, of course I am helping my body also and my energy levels also.
Thank you so much for that. I think we'll move on to our next question. Thejal?
Hello, Dr. Mehta. I had a question about, I'm an acupuncturist by profession, and I had a question that we talk about energy as being wealth, and in this hectic, crazy lifestyle and everybody running around all the time, you talked about mental exhaustion. I think you were answering it in a particular way. When there's mental exhaustion, there's physical exhaustion because of the mental exhaustion. What are the subtle ways that are causing the mental exhaustion, and what are some subtle ways of preserving that mental exhaustion?
Okay, so you led to another good area. The answer is multifaceted, but I'll try to simplify it. First and foremost is I feel that I am the doer of everything, though the things do not go always according to what I wish. So, am I really the doer, or have I to do my role and the nature is there to put around all the other circumstantial evidences? If I say when I came from India to LA, if I say that, oh, I traveled from Baroda to India, I will be fatigued. But if I say, oh, I was comfortably sitting in the flight, I read something, I heard something, I enjoyed it, I slept also, and the flight came, then I will not be tired. So it is first that saying that I did it, I traveled from one place to another, I feel mentally fatigued because my mind feels that as if I did all the traveling by myself. Whereas the car travels, the flight travels, I am not traveling. So some natural understanding. Second thing is the people say I did all the hard work and this and that and how to run. As I said, lifestyle is world is hectic or crazy, or I have become hectic or crazy. World may be asking anything. I can be as composed and as balanced, and as the things unfold, I can just take it as it unfolds. And believe me, the circumstances do bring energy to work across. If I'm stable within, effortlessly, easily, I can handle those situations. But it is my ignorance and wrong way of taking up the things that, oh, I had to do a lot of work and I had to do this and I had to do that. And before doing this, I'm doing, keeps me mentally exhausted. The third aspect, as I feel, is what is stress? Stress is lack of harmony within and without. So, what leads to lack of harmony within and without? Incorrect understanding leads to lack of harmony and, so to say, stress. The correct understanding would resolve it. Let me give a couple of examples. I feel stressed out when I have inner or outer clashes. I feel I am right. My boss feels I am right. My colleagues or co-worker feels I am right. And when everybody is trying to prove themselves right, okay, I have the right to put it cordially, lovingly, I have right to pursue it, but no sooner I try to become insistent or adamant, the classes start. And you can agree with me that as soon as the clash start within me, my energy levels get disrupted. I get low on energy, my mood goes off, my aura pictures go haywire, my functional MRI go haywire and whatnot. Second aspect is I'm trying to put my best, but I say I'm not happy with my colleagues, my co-workers, my family members because they don't understand me and whatnot. But is my all the issues are because of outside world peoples and situations or something lying within me? So it is very well understood that it is because of the world within me. So if I learn the master art of adjusting with everyone, all different personalities under all different situations, learning from the garden that in a garden all trees and plants are different, but each one is having some unique fruit and flower. So with this vision, I can find something positive in every human being and can make best use of it rather than complaining about what one doesn't know. So my 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 understanding is very simple, that the correct understanding of life and living in the daily living part will make me harmonious, will make me positive, will make me enable to handle any situation, and my health will be very good. Even at a workplace, the people get stressed out. But why? Workplace, you are spending maximum hours of your waking life. So it should be your best place, like a church or a temple. You should be rejuvenized. So when I change my attitudes at workplace, seeing the positivity in the people, seeing it as opportunity to smile, make friends, love, care, share, oblige the people, I would be positive. And if I say myself, what best can I give in whatever given capacity I am, then I'll be having fulfillment, not waiting for the other's appreciation, but from my heart, what best can I do? How best I can take care of interest of the others in whatever capacity I am, professional or an employee. Then these some changes will make me always full of at the level of energy, heart, and everything. So the key lies within myself, not within outside people, outside situations, outside circumstances. Okay.
Okay,
And
that's
still,
yes, yes, that's very helpful.
and,
Yeah.
and on top of that, still, if you feel that, give yourself few moments or few minutes in the morning and in the evening where you can have some rhythmic exercises, some rhythmic breathing, and but most important, talk to yourself. Whatever has gone here and there during the day, talk to yourself, reflect on yourself with a correct vision how you can make yourself harmonious and get free of the effects of the events which has occurred during the day. So at three levels, you can make yourself rhythmic again. I would say organize yourself before you start your day at the body level, at the mind level, at the conscious level. As the day goes, keep on reminding yourself, that's self-talking. And when the day ends, whatever has been draining you, you can come back, have some rhythmic exercise or rhythmic breathing. But most importantly, as I said, whatever has gone little here and there in my relative inner self, I again correct with the correct understanding. And if you still want to go ahead, the holistic inner science can provide you with so many tools, other tools, which can make you really energetic from within, like divine or inspirational songs or hymns. There are some other tools, nine codes, mantras, being with your own self, knowing the properties of my true self, and so many other things which can open out the true source of energy for me.
Thank you. Those are very helpful tools.
Thank you. We will move to our next question. Our next question will be from Harshad uncle.
Hello, Dr. Sarah Sananji. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Okay. This is Harshad Patel from Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Thank
And
you.
I've been here in this conversation today is the use of body, organize myself within, focus on my life. I would just kind of have my experience about, we had a seminar yesterday on holistic inner science, on happy harmonies and meaningful daily living. And my experience about what I had to understand about the energy, what we've been talking about energy levels last 2 weeks. I've been, doesn't matter night or day. I just, I had a goals that we need to get these seminars to be work right and get the audience and everything. So I work with different churches, different. I went to a lot of professors, students. I went to a lot of businesses and everything. So last 2 weeks was really something I didn't even think about it. What I was eating. I mean, since you had mentioned about you're supposed to watch eating, I was not worried about eating or anything. And it's really amazing experience how the thing has been worked out. And the things I had, the question I had on my mind after the seminar has been over, that it's on ego. So how do you differentiate between the discharge ego and the charge ego? And a second question I have, and I'll mute it after that, which ego get affected by speech and circumstances?
Okay. So he's taking me to different area of health. That's such an important part of ego. I'll go to that, but before that, let me join with his experience. And I watched him, I observed him. So it was his inner joy and the trying with a purpose. So as if I remind Albert Einstein, he said that if you tie yourself to a goal, not with the people or with the circumstances, you will be always a happy or a successful person. So he had tied himself to a goal which was a noble goal, that let's work for the seminar which will radiate and spread the holistic inner science for one's own, for happiness of the others or one and all, spending his time, his energy, his money, and everything. But that put him into so much inner happiness and energy level that he was, I doubt hardly he slept for a couple of hours during the 2 week, because he is a mortal on one side to look after, where the people and clients come around the round the clock even at the night, and on the other hand he was working for the seminar single-handedly. But that is a proof that if I have the correct goal and the proper goal, the body supports me at all the levels. Yes, you did not pay attention to eating, but my small suggestion is, while eating, eat in presence of chit or reflective consciousness, or be there. Because yes, body, as I said, the nature is so forgiving, and nature has so many replenishing and correcting factors inside, that even if you use the body incorrectly, even if you put the body under adverse situations, nature takes care of it as long as it is possible for body's vitality power to correct it. So there are 100 safety factors, but when all of those are exhausted by our wrong use, the disease gets manifested. And to the person who asked about energy, let me share that there are researches and proofs that first the inner energy body gets diseased, and then the disease comes out in the gross body. But leaving that aside, coming back to Harshad Bhai, because it was your positive powerhouse working inside because of your noble goal, which helped your body as well as your entire being to put up such an excellent work single-handedly, in the language of world. Having said that ego part, so ego is not only in terms of what world understands as a negative sense. Ego is my existential state of being. When I believe that I am Shailesh, I am name bearer, I am doctor, I am doer, something, that state of I-ness, as long as my I-ness is attached to my mind, speech, body, and my doing of the things, it is said to be an ego, where I am doing both the things, charging, discharging. When I'm given the belief and experience that, okay, at the level of mind, speech, and body, and for interconnected living, by relative point of view, I'm Shailesh, I'm doctor, I'm operating, I'm doing, taking care of family and everything. Within me, really, I'm pure soul self, or a pure conscious, knowing and seeing what's being done by mind, speech, and body. And when I have this awareness, the mind, speech, and body also functions very harmoniously. So my live ego, or so to say, my inner belief has changed and has become non-egoistic, that no, I'm the pure soul self, I'm just knower and doer, knower and seer, and I'm not really the doer of the things. But it is being done at the mind, speech, and body level by natural regulatory system, and there is a full system. So for the mind, speech, body activity, you will need ego. But if you are aware within that this is just the relative functional ego, it's all right. Second thing, having said that the world is not fortunate to have this inner belief, awareness, conviction, or experience of the pure self. So world is living as I am name bearer, I am Shailesh, and that's fine. In that case, if I use my ego positively, tie it with a positive goal, help the people, oblige the people, if I have the goal, how can I empower myself by knowledge wise, skill wise, ability wise, whatever, wealth wise, whatever way, so that not only I can take my load, but I can take or help my family, my friends, my society, my nation, or mankind as a whole. How can I be instrumental in common good of one and all? Then believe me, that ego will be very positive ego. It will be doing a lot of good. If you see anybody who has achieved the good goals, being it Gandhiji or Mandela or Abraham Lincoln, whatever, they had tied their ego to the positive goals. So ego can be used positively for loving, sharing, caring, obliging, or it can be used negatively. I'm a manager, People under me must be behaving this only. No sooner I enter the office atmosphere should be perfectly in so-called discipline. So I can use my ego for bossism, for showing my superiorism, for controlling the other people, for criticizing the other people, for pulling them down, for politics, and I don't know what how many ways. If I'm doing that, it's going to come back to me. Even before it comes back, it is hurting me, but I'm not aware of that. So if you want to become unhappy, use your ego negatively. If you want to become happy, use your ego positively. If you want to become mixed, you can use mixed, which most of the people are doing. And if I want to become permanently happy or blissful, then I should get rid of the ego, or I should seek egoless state. I hope this makes the things clear. And as my ego becomes normal and natural, the nature helps my body also to function harmoniously and well in line with the nature, and it functions very well. So it's the ego which is disturbing the whole scenario, and it's making me unnatural. My modern intellect is making me unnatural, and that's what is taking toll on me, not allowing my body to function properly, not allowing my body to get in harmony with the situations or with the people or with the task along, and disturbing the things.
Thank you very much, Salesanji.
Thank you. I'm going to try to squeeze in one last question. The question is, when we're eating and multitasking, this kind of goes along with what Harsh Tunkel had mentioned before. What effects do we see on the body?
Well, when the question of multitasking, sorry for echo, when the question of multitasking is coming, there is a big thing coming as mindful living or be there in what you are doing. So, yes, you may say it is a demand of the time, but at the same time, I would like to focus that please also learn to be there in what you are doing. So otherwise, I'm fragmented in so many things, and that is putting under a lot of stress. It is draining out a lot of my energy, and I'm not using the things judiciously. But having said that, especially when I'm eating, if I'm not there, if I'm in a TV, if I'm on a smartphone, if I'm answering SMS, replying email and eating, believe me, the body will not be in a position to chew it well, to taste it well, to digest it well, to use it well. If I am there, if my chit is there, if reflective consciousness is there, with little diet, I need very little, less diet, taken properly, chewed properly, taken properly in the presence of chit, will satisfy me and will give me enough energy. So the another aspect is we eat lot, and that leads to more diseases. There is another dictum that eat less, kam khao, gum khao, or jada jiyo. So, so if I eat properly, and if I ask my tummy, I should fill my tummy two parts by food, one part by liquid, and one part empty, or eat less than what my hunger is telling me to. After eating, if Manish Bhai offers me something, I should be able to take that. That much hunger should be there. But if I have taken my food properly in presence of reflective consciousness and be there in presence of my attention, I think the purpose is served, which the food wants us to give. So multitasking may be a demand of time, but I think more often we are not using the thing judiciously. I'm spending unnecessary time on WhatsApps and Facebooks, and if I go back and ask myself how much of it was necessary, I wonder that I would be able to give correct answer to my own self.
You are absolutely right about the social media. Thank you all for attending. I'm going to go ahead and summarize the talk today. We spoke today about body and as it dealt with wealth. Sailashananji mentioned that we need to oil the engine of the body in order to meet our purpose of life. And our purpose should really be a holistic life that allows us to give happiness to others, and by doing so, we innately become happy. He linked mental wealth well-being to physical health, eliminating processed foods, eating greens that increase the vitality power to prevent diseases, made me think of, you are what you eat, that quote. We also talked about paying attention to body signals, particularly your muscles, your stomach, your bowels, all of them sending messages to you. Are you really listening to what that body is saying? The body clock was another one that he mentioned. There was a really good question about mental and physical exhaustion and what is caused by that. Dr. Sailashananji mentioned three really interesting principles for countering those stresses. One, organizing yourself at the start of the day, the mind, the body level, really unifying that and organizing it up front. The second one being rhythmic exercises and breathing. And the third one at the end of the day, just kind of reviewing and what happened during the course of that day, really correcting some of those mistakes that may have caused undue stress, and perhaps even reciting mantras. There was another interesting question about ego, and he responded by saying that if you unattach I from your activities, you would be more successful in making sure that you're not becoming stressed. So I think we talked a lot about wealth and the body, and I think this was a wonderful, comprehensive talk. I want to thank you, Sailashananji, and thank all the participants today. Additional information on holistic inner science can be found at www.hscrf.org. And our next Google Talk will be the last Sunday of the month in October, so that's October 25th. Mark your calendars. We'd like to see all of you there. Good night.
Good night, everybody.